Welcome, everybody. It is your favorite host of Cracking a Cold One, Joxy and Degs. What's up, my guy?
Yeah, another day. I'm doing well, man.
It's our Super Bowl episode here today. It's kind of it's a little bit of a bittersweet episode because, the end of the NFL season is coming up.
Yeah.
But we have plenty of other topics to talk about with the NFL going into the offseason.
Yep.
And obviously, if you've been tagging along for the last couple of weeks, been talking a little bit about the Sixers, so we're going to chime in about the Sixers today as well.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to have some talks, obviously, about the Super Bowl this year. I will go ahead and have my rants about the Eagles and their filling in of their offensive coordinator position this week. And then, obviously, we will tie it all together with some Sixers talk. Lots of news with the Sixers going on right now, so gotta get into that. But without further ado,
Let's do it.
Cheers, buddy. Old faithful. So I think actually I want to start off really quick with the Eagles.
Good up.
I want to dive into this really quick before we go into the Super Bowl. So Eagles fill in their offensive coordinator position by hiring Sean Mannion, the quarterback's coach from Green Bay. Lots of upside to it because of the work that Sean has done with Jordan Love, but also when Jordan was out and you've seen Malik Willis go in there and be able to, continue the
offense still went right.
The offense didn't really take a step back when he came in there. Everything was still running smoothly, which is huge for a backup like Malik Willis to come in. And Malik Willis isn't a bum, but Malik Willis hasn't seen too much of NFL games, and for him to come in, not warmed up and whatnot, he pretty much was out there, was able to go ahead and do his thing, and I think that right there showed that this Sean Mannion guy, he has some good traits to him. Obviously, he comes from a large coaching tree of Dave Canales, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, of course.
Right.
So lots of big names that he's been with, lots of smart guys that he's been with. So I actually am looking forward to it. I think when we talked about this also last week, that the Eagles, their biggest ask was, we want someone here more than just 1 year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the candidates were wanting to be a head coach after 1 year. For example, Mike McDaniels, Brian Daboll,
right?
Those two guys. So I even think like a Cliff Kingsbury, like they had talks with him, but they knew that he wants to be a head coach at some point as well. So I think with Sean Mannion, I think it's going to be good. There's a lot of I think excitement to see there because you get somebody that's outside of the Eagles organization.
Oh yeah.
You get something that's a little bit more creative, I think, in this aspect, and I also do think that this will help AJ want to stay around and see what they can go ahead and do in this next season.
Well, I agree. I mean, for one, like you say, he's coming from LaFleur, who's one of the best mentors you can have. Mm-hmm. Going back to your Malik Willis point, he's not going to be playing. I mean, he's going to get a contract.
Yeah.
And he's going to have an opportunity probably to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to help him flourish, and they've had a good offense, a good passing game for the last so many years, right? He helped in Jordan Love's development and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So you have to be happy with this, like almost like an under the radar move.
Yeah.
With him coming to, I mean, at least on paper, a better offensive weapons, right? Yep. He's never had the receiver one in Green Bay like he'll have two of them, in Smith and Brown. So I like it. It's a lucrative one. He's an innovative type of play caller and whatnot. I think Eagles got a good one.
Yeah, and they're talking a lot about what's his name, Dobbs, about him because he's a free agent, and there's a connection with him, obviously, and Sean. They're talking about there's might be a possibility that Romeo Dobbs ends up in Philly. Wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, it's a nice.
He'd be a great number 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think like it takes. it takes the pressure off of him needing to go ahead and produce. Because I think in Green Bay when he got drafted, he was looked at as like we want to have him be the guy. And there's just been injuries. There's been a lot of freak things that have been happening over there. So no, I mean I'm curious to see what they do and what players they bring in. Before we started this podcast, though, I will say, Declan Doyle, you're a piece of shit. I'm sick and tired of oh my gosh, the Declan Doyle hiring offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens is complete bullshit. 2 weeks ago, he removed himself out of any type of conversations to become an offensive coordinator because he wanted to go back to Chicago and be under Ben Johnson. It's a whole load of crap. Whole load of crap. Same thing with, no offense, buddy, same thing with Brian Daboll going down to Tennessee. Whole load of crap. You clearly want to become a head coach as soon as possible. And I do think, all right, you go to Tennessee with less pressure. I just think these guys that were rumored to be oh, yeah, we want to come to Philly. And then they were like, nope, they don't want to come. Declan Doyle really, I mean, you're just a piece of shit. Go kick rocks. That's all I got to say.
That was weird the way it played out.
It's just I'm not mad at the Brian Daboll thing because Brian Daboll it came out that he was he liked Cam Ward. He was trying to trade up for Cam Ward when he was with New York. And when they talk about the fact that okay, if Brian Daboll goes down there, they win 7 to 8 games, Brian Daboll's looked at as a freaking a god.
I mean, if they can win 7, I mean, we'll see what happens with the team. But yeah, I couldn't be happier.
So that's where I think it's beneficial for him. I think it sucks for you guys because it's okay, after this 1 year, you're pretty much going to lose him. I'm
willing to do that. Yeah. We need to get on track.
Yeah.
And if I can get 1 year out of him minimally with Cam Ward, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it because with him and Saleh, they're going to build something there. Obviously, in the next year, if we have to find a new coordinator, there's that search. But he might be able to put us on the map as a desirable location, too, in the future here. Yeah. So I couldn't be happier right now as a Titans fan. I mean, the marriage is really good. I mean, we got Mr. Clean and, his stepbrother, basically, So I'm excited. I want to see what they do in the free agency. I want to see what they do in the draft. Mm-hmm. They stay at 4, trade back for assets. So Titans in a good spot here. Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, looking good for sure. And then the last thing that I have to rant about with my Eagles is I swear if Vic Fangio retires and we lose out on him, I'll be so pissed off with the Eagles because it's just there was talks about, if Vic were to leave, Christian Parker would take over as the DC. And the fact that we just lost Christian Parker to Dallas, I don't know. This outlook for the Eagles right now in this next season does not look that great. Personnel-wise, we still have a great team, but, I mean, when it comes to coaching, I don't really feel that confident right now with all these talks about Vic leaving and, us needing to go ahead and now find another, defense coordinator. I have heard Jim Schwartz. I'm happy about that. But I also heard Jonathan Gannon. If I hear Jonathan Gannon one more time, I do not want to see that man in Philly. And I'd rather not. If you're going to do that, you might as well protect the hell out of that stadium because everybody's going to be out there with pickets and fires and shit. They're going to be pissed the fuck off. You don't bring that guy back to Philly.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sirianni wants it.
Personally, at this rate, there's a lot of things that Sirianni's his decision making that he does, and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry.
Questionable.
You don't have the history in the league to go ahead and make the decisions that you make. You're not a Sean McVay. You're not a Matt LaFleur. You're not a Shanahan. You're Nick Sirianni. You were taken to the fucking Super Bowl by 2 coordinators that now are thriving in their respective, teams.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Nick Sirianni, he has the culture. I get it. There's more coaches out there that don't really do much. John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh doesn't call plays.
He's just a leader.
So, I get it. But Nick Sirianni has not proven himself in the league, does not have like that history to follow him or his name to sit there and say, I want it this way. I'm sorry, buddy. Anytime that you've wanted it your way, it's literally going downhill immediately. So that let's just chalk that up and
pump the brakes.
Yeah, let's just move forward with Howie making the decisions, and because I'm about sick and tired of this. So that is my rant right now for the Eagles. It's not looking too good right now, but I'm staying positive. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, stay positive.
What hurts is the fact that the rest of the NFC East is getting stronger. You have the Giants that got stronger. You have Washington's going to be Washington. Dallas, they just grabbed our freaking they got Christian Parker now as their DC. Like that's
the guy you would have wanted to promote it if something.
Dude, Christian Parker is going to be so good. So yeah, we'll see. But obviously we have some Super Bowl stuff to talk about. So let's dive in to this lovely Super Bowl matchup with the Patriots and Seahawks. Dags, what you got for us?
So this is obviously, let's just start by, we don't love to see the Patriots ever in the Super Bowl. But from a matchup standpoint, this is a really fun matchup. Two really good teams. With the Patriots, they barely won last week. I know weather was a little bit of a factor, but
first half, the second half was like completely night and day. It was like just windy in the first half, nothing crazy, cold and whatnot. And then the second half comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know, dude. And even so, I expected a little more out of them. I expected them to kind of eventually pull away by a larger margin here. A win's a win, right? And that's kind of been their MO. I mean, they've had the knock of the schedule, right? That was just like the icing on the cake for them to get to the Super Bowl. But, in the NFL, a win's a win. You got to give them credit where they won the games they're supposed to win. Yeah. Where, there's teams that are now balanced where that was a big factor, right? Like Green Bay and teams like that had chances to take advantage of these weaker teams, and then they don't. So this is the ultimate test for them, right? This is going to be arguably the best team that they faced all year. Can the offense do enough versus this ferocious defense? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because last week they played a tough defense and they didn't look so hot. Yeah. So May's going to have a clean game. He's going to have to take care of the ball. He doesn't have to play hero ball, though, right? He doesn't have to go Josh Allen on our ass here. All right, just do enough, and then continue to use those backs, right? The backs have been playing at an all-time high, I think, this year. Stevenson looks great. So that's their formula. With the Seahawks, right, they look like the best team in football, hands down. I mean, all three phases, they're executed. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Sam Darnold looks amazing. He just needs one more game, right? You're just like, Sam, come on, get it together, play one more game, win it. That's such a great story. I just, whether you're a fan or not of him, it's a great story, and it's the best one we've seen in a while since like maybe Nick Foles, right? Yeah. I mean, kind of. Yeah. I would say that. So, I want to see if he can do it under the brightest lights. JSN's going to have to be huge because he's going to have a tough matchup with Gonzalez. We're really going to see, because Gonzalez has been arguably the best cornerback in the league probably this year. We're going to see who,
He got burned by Mims last week.
True. Mims is a speedster, man. I like Mims a lot, but no, right? JSN's gotta win that matchup for them, and I think Kenneth Walker's the X factor. Yeah. Right. That he's got to be able to help them move the ball 4 or 5 yards to carry. He's an explosive back. He's got big playability here. Without Charbonnet, right, it all falls on him. He's going to be the bell cow here. So, and then the defense. One more game, guys. You just got to do your thing. One more game. You've looked phenomenal. You held the Rams in check. There was many fourth down plays and whatnot that you didn't let them convert on, even down in the goal line situation. So, I have the Seahawks in this one. Yep. I think they just are the best team in football. Yep. And they faced really good teams and have won those games handily.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one, 1,000%. To your point, I'm going to go back to the Gonzalez comment. So, Mims, he's fast. JSN's fast as well. JSN not only is fast, JSN is probably the best route runner in the NFL.
For sure.
I think Christian Gonzalez is amazing, but you can't. I don't know if he's going to be able to contain JSN for that whole entire game. I would love for maybe we do this at some point in the off season. I want to see how many games this NFL season that JSN has had over 130 yards receiving, because it is constantly happening every single week. Last week, I think it was in the middle of the third quarter, he had 139 yards receiving.
Yeah, dude.
So, JSN is a man amongst the boys out there. This is going to be a Super Bowl matchup Super Bowl rematch from 2015. We all know that the Patriots won that one 28-24. There has actually been funny talks about that the Seahawks should go ahead and sign Marshawn Lynch for a one-day contract and then give him the ball at the 1 yard line.
Oh my god!
just as a fu too.
Oh my god! I would love if that were a thing that could happen.
It would be so perfect. Like we mentioned, the Seahawks, they had a really close, tough game against the Rams, 31-27, and Sam Darnold, he played out of his mind in that game. I was actually shocked. I was not expecting the Seahawks to single-handedly, it was essentially just like a shooting matchup.
Yeah.
The Seahawks or the Rams are like, okay, whatever you do, we're going to try to go ahead and do better. But then the Seahawks are like, I'll check you up on that one. It's like they were constantly like, oh, but you can do this, I can do that. And then the Seahawks were like, no.
It was like chess, check.
Yep.
Check.
Yep.
Check.
So
checkmate.
The Seahawks, in my opinion, all three levels, like Doug said, are the best team in the NFL. They solidified themselves, I think, even earlier in the NFL season, as the best team in all three levels. Offense, defense, special teams. For the New Orleans Saints to go ahead and give them Shaheed, that was... I knew that the minute that happened, I was like, all right, this team definitely has themselves another weapon that they can go ahead and rely on. You don't even need him out there every single play. You just give him one play to go ahead and just...
Big threat.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. I mean, and Sam Darnold has that arm that he can go ahead and he can launch it down there. Patriots though, Patriots, they squeezed one out against the Broncos 10-7. Patriots defense I would say their defense is their that's what they hang their hat on, is their defense. Sure. They go into every single game knowing that their defense is going to be the one that's going to be able to keep them in this game. Milton Williams on that D line is ferocious.
Mm-hmm.
He's been able to just prove why he was been deserving of that contract. I call him like Jalen Carter 2.0 essentially over there. So both these team offenses are explosive. I do think Seahawks offense is 10 times better than Patriots offense, but their defenses are stout. Both defenses are stout from top to bottom. This is going to come down to, like you mentioned, the run game from Seattle, how they can go ahead and control that line of scrimmage. The Patriots, though, they are going to need to go ahead and have that run game as well, because they don't have I'm sorry, but Stephon Diggs is like their only big weapon over there. I'm not looking at Mac Hollins. I mean, Butte, he can do his thing as well. I still think that Seattle's secondary is just stout. They're ridiculous. I don't know how if Puka and Devontae weren't able to go ahead and
mean, it's going to take a vintage Stephon Diggs game.
Exactly.
It really is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also think that this is a Seahawks Super Bowl win. For any reason that they lose, I think it's because of just freak accidents or maybe too many turnovers or whatever. But I do think that Sam Darnold goes into this. He is. There was a comment that I heard. They were talking about Sam Darnold when he was drafted, and it was all these things about why teams didn't like him. But there was one thing that a team put on there that they loved about him, and they said, "Does not get intimidated by failure." So that is something that's good because Sam Darnold has had lots of failures in his career, but he's been able to overcome that in so many different ways. Minnesota to now. I mean, even with San Fran, he was able to learn under Shanahan. I think all of these guys that he's been under recently has been able to pour life into him. Um, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
Now, was it McDonald?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is Seahawks. Seahawks win. Sam Darnold takes it and gets them to the promised land.
What's the score? What do you got?
Oh. I'm gonna say 27-24.
Oh, okay, close one.
It's gonna be a close game. But I think I think New England makes a mistake early in the game that makes them lose by 3.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it's like, they should have kicked a field goal here, type of thing.
I got 31-20.
I like that.
Seahawks.
I like that a lot.
31-20 Seahawks. All right.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to actually go ahead and create a live parlay. So each of us are going to pick 3 picks that we're going to put on this parlay ticket. And we're just going to see what happens. So where do you want to start off at?
All right. I'll give one first. I'm going to go Sam Darnold 2 passing touchdowns.
Okay. So passing props, you got Sam Darnold with 2 passing touchdowns. I was like, wait, where is it at? There we go. I'm going to say, I'm just going to lean right on it. JSN. I'm going to say, give me, I'm going to get it. I'm going to take it. 100 yards receiving.
Okay. 100 yards receiving. I'm going to go with Hunter Henry 40-plus yards.
Hunter Henry 40-plus yards. I like that. That's a good one. My next one that I will take here, I'm going to say Kenneth Walker with 50 yards rushing.
Okay. All right. I'll do
It's your last one.
my last one. I'm going to do Drake May 30 yards rushing.
Okay. Wow.
I think he's going to have to use his legs a little bit here.
Yeah. And I'll take JSN with anytime touchdown.
All right. I love that. Love that.
So this was a plus 1,300 parlay. $10 gets you a smooth little 140. Not a bad one.
I got a little boosty.
Ooh.
10 to 179.
There you go. Fortunately, I'm in Delaware, so I can't place this. So
I'll do it for both of us. Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, I'll save and I'll do it for both of us.
I can send you money for that.
Yes.
And then it's more money, folks.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Screenshoties.
Now that we are, unfortunately, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. We're now past the NFL talks, and let's dive into the Sixers. So, Sixers have been themselves they've been in constant headlines over these past 2 weeks. It was 1 week, it was the Sixers are possibly in talks with Milwaukee to acquire Giannis, and now we have Paul George's suspension. So, Degs, what are your thoughts on this whole suspension and what this does for the Sixers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. We were just starting to have continuity, right? All the guys on the floor together, which I felt was important. I just thought it was going to keep having an upward trajectory now.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're not going to reach our full potential in the season, right? It's going to be limited here. By the time he comes back, I mean, it's going to be a playoffs, and may very well be dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Which I don't like. They're going to need more out of other players now.
Mm-hmm.
Oubre, Barlow, McCain, players like that. They got Grimes out right now, which does not help because he'd be a big-time player, I think, now with some offensive capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
PG's really shot them in the foot for another season here. Boneheaded. He's too old, been in the league too long for this to happen. I'm very disappointed. I've been one of the biggest, supporters of him. I've been giving him the benefit of the doubt, and now he's kind of lost my trust.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that when me and Des were talking about it, I'm on the other end of it where I am pissed off the fact that, he sabotaged us in this instant. But looking on the other side of it, I feel like this opens up the door for McCain and Oubre.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, we're talking about Oubre. I think this benefits them the most. So last night against the Pelicans, McCain had 17 minutes and 12 points, 4 from 6 from 3. Okay.
Yep.
Oubre had 30 minutes with 19 points. I will take that because I'm just picking a game out of random. Against the Rockets that we've had where we won in overtime, Paul George had 37 minutes, 10 points. That is not okay, in my opinion. You can't do that. That's I get the rebounds and his defensive, ability and whatnot, but I can't take that. You're getting paid a hell of a lot of money. I don't even want to go into this. Let's go into Paul George's contract right now.
Yeah, let's get thorough.
Let's go ahead and piss ourselves off even more than we already are right now. So, Paul George has a $51 million cap hit against the Sixers this year, $54 million cap hit next year. The good thing is, next year is his final year under contract. He has a player option the following year, which at $56 million, I would see him taking, but depending on obviously how the team goes, injuries, all of those things, it could very well, go away somewhere. But the $51 million, $54 million, you're getting 30-plus minutes a game, and you can't give us at least I'm asking for 15 to 20 points. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I've said that with Tobias Harris. I'm now saying that with Paul George, and I'm not getting it consistently. So what's crazy is I think Paul George or freaking Tobias Harris would actually work with this fucking team right now, which is insane. It's fucking insane. The other benefit about this is that Embiid has taken a step in the right direction over these last 7 games. He has been so efficient. His production has gone up like crazy. Last night he had 39 minutes with 40 points. Very, very efficient. He went to the line a couple times, so he had 14 free throws. But, losing PG opens up this door for other people. Dominic Barlow is going to benefit from this as well. Mm-hmm. He's going to get a lot more playing time, I think, with this. But I just look at the Sixers box score from last night against the Pelicans, and I honestly I know Maxey didn't have the best game of his night, but I like the fact that we're getting VJ back into the swing of things because VJ has also taken a step back. Mm-hmm. Efficiently, he has not been. He's been more, just focused on defense, but offensively, he hasn't really done much over the last several weeks because of Paul George being there. So, I like this. I like the box score. I like the fact that we have 5 players that were in double figures, and one of them is off the bench. I like that. Like I mentioned, some of these players, it's going to open up the door for them. Now, going into what we have. Actually, I want to skip 2, and I'm going to go to 3. We'll do 2. We'll do 2 last.
Okay.
Going into this with the Sixers right now with Paul George and what they need now at the deadline, what are your thoughts on what would you like them to go after? Who would you what are some names that you would want to see in a Sixers uniform, or would you just want them to run it through with the team that they have now?
Well, I think with the Paul George situation, it might force your hand. Mm-hmm. You might have to try to make a move. Obviously, you don't want to give up any key pieces if you don't have to right now, but with some of the impactful guys you'd want, you might have to. Some people some positions I would like is now with Paul George, another wing type of player that could maybe play a 3-4, stretch it out a little bit, defend. I think could go a long way. And then I also would like another backup big. I mean, Drummond has seen better days. Bona, I like him for the future, but he's very raw. He's too aggressive sometimes. He doesn't have a polished offensive game. I mean, we're going to need that coaching staff to kind of work with him another year, I think. He can be an energy guy sometimes, but
defensively, he's amazing. I think.
There's no complaints there.
Yeah,
but he could rebound a little better. Sometimes he gets caught with his pants down. You know what I mean? And so that being said, I like some big guys maybe coming back too. And some names that I have here that I wouldn't mind seeing are the big guys are Daniel Gaffer, Joseph Nurkic would be nice, and then Bobby Portis I think could be with them not playing too well.
Yeah.
And then some wings that I think could be helpful are Najee Marshall, Rui Hachimura, and Benedict Mathurin could be an interesting. I mean, I'd be willing to give up, a guy or two if we could get him, because he'd be a really nice piece for the future.
Yeah, Mathurin also did Omen's work for the Pacers and the in the playoffs and finals as well. He was a huge piece for them defensively, and I think that would be a great. I like that name.
Yeah,
I like those.
It'd be awesome for them.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I think a wing defender is what we need. I really do like the Gafford and Philly fit. I think that because Dallas is essentially trying to, I don't want to say start from square one, but they've been out there to say that they're looking to trade some of these pieces and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, with PG being out, I think a wing defender is big. But another player that I really, really I've talked about this guy for several years that I would love for him to be in Philly is Naz Reid. Naz Reid in Minnesota, I would be willing to go ahead and give them, Drummond, McCain, and some draft picks. I think, unfortunately, I love McCain, but unfortunately, I think
he's the bargaining chip.
He is going to be that trade bait. I think that is going to be the reason why we get somebody. And listen, I'm not against the Sixers running it through this whole entire season. I am actually on the other end of saying just run it through this season. Keep doing what you're doing. There's no expectations that we have, right? I'd rather not deplete this team and, break up the chemistry and all of that stuff right now in order for us to go ahead and be a first round out or for us to be in a play-in and not even get into the playoffs. I feel much better, much confident with this team that they are today. Yes, they're young. They're not proven. When the playoffs come, it's going to be different. But I still think these are just some guys that just play their heart out. They play their heart out. They put everything on the line. And with Maxey at the helm, I'm fine. I'm good. Well, I think Maxey, Edgecombe, and Embiid. You figure that out. You have McCain coming off the bench. I think that's a recipe that they can actually, go pretty. And listen, the East is. Anybody who's listening to this podcast, if you go ahead and sit there and say, "Oh, Joxie thinks they're going to win the NFL final or the NBA finals," no, I don't think that. I don't think anybody in the East is winning the NBA finals. Personally, I think OKC is winning that. It's either OKC or it might be Denver because Jokic right now is playing crazy too. But the East is wide freaking open, and the Sixers could very well get themselves into the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't disagree with you. And we've talked about their depth.
Yeah,
they have a lot of depth as is. It's just making it work, right? And I think a big part, you hit it earlier, we need VJ to kind of go back to being more aggressive, being willing to kind of get his offense going. I'm not saying I don't want that defensive because he's been lights out. He's making some big plays.
Yep.
But yeah, we just want a little more from you. To your point. Maxey's playing out of his mind, and I'm okay with him having an 18-point day. If Embiid's going to have 40, it's that's fine. That was what worked. I mean, that's 60 points between two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you where I'd be fine either way. But if Morey can work his magic and get a lucrative deal here where we don't have to give up too much, but we can get an impactful player, I'm going to be all for it.
I would even say maybe not Jared McCain. I would even say Quentin Grimes. Grimes has that 1 year contract that is very tradable.
That's appealing.
That would be one that would be appealing for sure. And, I'm just thinking about any way that we can keep McCain because I really do like McCain. I am a big fan of McCain.
He's starting to get comfortable. He's starting to play pretty well now.
And I'm happy. I'm like, finally, like, because I hated the fact that they sent him down to the G League and, people were talking about, oh, McCain lost his step. And it's like, no. If you are in his shoes and you come back from a freak injury last year and then you start the season this year to the point where you get another freak injury, I mean, like, that makes you start second guessing some things and whatnot. So I think now he's finally, like, comfortable. He's like, I'm back.
We often forget these guys are humans.
Yeah, man.
And just like us, I mean, think about injuries you had, and as minimal as it is, maybe getting back to the gym or something like that. It's the same thing for these guys.
Yep.
And you needed to give him a month or two to ramp up. He probably woke up the hell up when they sent him to the G League. And
yeah.
I mean, I'm happy with his progress.
Mm-hmm. So another guy I also think would be good to look after is Moses Moody. Moses Moody has been, constantly thrown out there with potential being, traded from Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a perfect wing defender for us. Kind of like your Benedict Mathurin. I think he's like that, kind of fits that mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm on the other end of. Let's just run it through and let's just see what. Let's just
give these guys the minutes and see what they can do.
Yeah, let's see what they can do.
Yeah.
So now ending us off, we have a little bit of a West Coast road trip right now. So looking ahead to some of these teams that we're playing in this road trip, we have the Clippers, Warriors, Lakers, Suns, and Trailblazers. It's a pretty.
They're all those are the 6th through 10th seed in the West.
That's hilarious.
Literally. In different orders, obviously, but
mm-hmm.
all these teams are playing pretty good brand of basketball right now.
Portland's been the shocker of, I think, the NBA this year. They've
their roster is not even that good.
No, it's not. But was it Denny?
Yeah,
Denny's just like
playing out of his mind.
And honestly, I was not a fan of him just because he pissed me off when he was with Washington. I would get so annoyed with him. But now I'm like, damn, like, would he be somebody that the Sixers could try to go after?
He'd be a great fit.
But I just don't think, like, why would they? Why would they get rid of him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, although
he might be their best player.
I mean, he is. He's averaging 25.5 points a game.
Wow, I did not realize he's scoring that much.
Dude, he is. Denny's having the best season that he's of his career, obviously.
Oh my god.
Trying to go to his stats though for the season so we can actually like. He's had several games where he's put up some big numbers.
He might have missed the last game. He's day to day. It looks like right now. Holiday and Scoot Henderson have been out.
I forgot that they got Drew. So that. I mean, the Portland, like I said, the Portland team has been the one team that's been just shocking. I just did not think that they were going to, with all the stuff with Chauncey, I honestly thought that they were done this year.
Yeah, no,
they're staying, they're hanging in there. The Clippers are starting to get themselves back into swing of things as well.
They sure are,
but I don't trust them. I mean, you obviously have James Harden. Chris Dunn has actually been another bright spot for them.
He's a good player.
Defensively, he's really good.
When you look at the landscape of the West, though, it's like, are the Clippers going to win it?
No.
And it's like, no. They're just not. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. They're a playoff team. Their starting lineup is pretty good, actually. James Harden, Dunn, Leonard, John Collins, who I've always been a fan of, and Ivek Zubac, which there was that trade that got denied from the Clippers. They were offered Anthony Simmons and picks for Zubac.
Oh, shit.
And they declined.
Damn.
Which I think was a good decline.
Yeah.
The
Warriors are a team that they're depleted. They're kind of like
No Jimmy Butler. They're a different team.
And also the talks of possibly getting Giannis, that could definitely change things for them. But, I mean, there's nothing that's been out there yet that's solidified that. The Lakers, I think the Lakers are just the Lakers. I don't really know what to say about the Lakers. That's another team I don't buy. I really just think that they're a shell of themselves. Like they just
they're another team. When I look at their roster, I just don't see how they contend with the other 5 teams here in Minnesota: Rockets, Spurs, Nuggets, and Thunder. I mean, every team below, I just think they're a step below those teams.
Yeah. Now the team that's going to annoy the hell out of me is the Suns. The Suns they already beat us this year. So I'm like annoyed with them just because they're not good. Obviously their record says otherwise, but they're not good. They did beat the Cavs recently last Friday, so that was like a big win for them. And obviously the person that they have that annoys the crap out of me is Dylan Brooks. I mean, Dylan Brooks and Grayson Allen are like 2 of the players I cannot stand. I think they're like
2 dirty players.
Yeah, and that just makes me hate the Phoenix Suns even more. So, with this West Coast road trip, how do you think they fare out with these 5 teams?
I think they're going to go 500. I think that traveling to the West Coast is a little grueling, always. I see them beating the Warriors. I see them beating the Suns this time, and I see them beating the Blazers.
Okay, so they'll be over 500 then.
Just about, yeah. And then the 2 LA teams I'm just worried about. I like the Sixers' chances. When I look at the roster next to these teams, they could win all these games. I mean, they sure can. I mean, especially the way Embiid's playing now. Maxi's, I mean, I look at these guards, and they're going to have a hard time guarding him in these games here. Devin Booker, I know, has been out a little bit. This is always there's always this time of year, and you know what? I low-key don't like it because the games are at 10 o'clock at night, and that's my bedtime.
Yeah.
That's my bedtime. I have to wake up the next day and see what happens.
Yep.
So that's the only thing I don't love about this road trip here.
This is the hardest part of the season right now. They were just talking about it's like the gauntlet of the season right before the All-Star game. You just get like it's I don't know if it's like the gray area of the NBA season, but it's just like floating abyss of the NBA season right now. And then after All-Star weekend, then it's like, all right, now we're hitting the ground
deadline and All-Star weekend, and then it's just like the intensity ramps up.
Yeah, so much. So no,
what do you think? What's your thoughts on the road trip here?
The road trip, I do think that we beat the Clippers. I think we beat. Actually, let me take that back. I think we beat the Warriors, Lakers, Suns, and Trailblazers.
All right, so you say 4-1.
I say 4-1.
Okay.
Don't make me regret my pick.
Please just make us happy.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, guys.
I see them losing to the Clippers, and I think that is more so like depending on where that ends up on their road trip. Let me see.
So they're in 6th place. They're a game and a half over the
Magic. No, they got the Clippers first.
Yeah, they got the Clippers first.
Okay, so
that's why I think that first game with the travel might take a minute to get.
Yeah, so that one I could see them losing, but then Warriors, Lakers, Suns, Trailblazers would be a good little. And then coming back home, you have that win streak, and New
York. Let's end it before the All-Star break.
Yeah, right now it's 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Knicks right now 2-1. So let's just get this
the
next
big
one.
Thing with the Sixers is every third quarter, man. You guys have got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Every third quarter, you come out flat.
Well, and they're aware of it because Maxi's talked about it.
Yeah.
Which I love the fact that he's being transparent and he's like, what we know that we suck in the third quarter, but it's just like, okay, well, can you not suck in the third quarter?
It's one thing to vocalize it, but then do something about it.
Exactly. Do something about it. Yeah, I mean we got some good games right before the All-Star break, so definitely looking forward to that. Um, and then yeah, guys, I mean this is going to be our last NFL episode. We'll be talking about Sixers moving forward. Obviously, we'll talk about the off season with the
Mm-hmm.
NFL. So any topics that come up and whatnot, we will make sure to go ahead and talk about. Oh, really quick, Will Howard.
Oh yeah,
Will
Anthony from Havertown.
Anthony from Havertown reached out to us and was really wondering about what are our thoughts on Will Howard and if he can actually be an NFL starter. No,
No,
sorry, buddy.
I'm sorry,
I can't.
guys. You're just trying to
Nah.
convince yourself, just like you always. There's always something every year Steelers fans convince themselves about. Oh, this is the team. We can do it. Aaron Rodgers came. Oh, we're gonna win. Mike McCarthy's here now. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Will Howard wasn't that elite in college. He didn't have a great profile coming into the NFL. He didn't do fantastic on his pro day in the combine. I'm sorry, guys. Keep looking.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have $45 million in cap space. That'll be, something good to hang your hat on. But I don't think.
If I were the Steelers, I would take a chance on Malik Willis.
Do it.
That's what I would do. I would take the chance on him, have the dual threat. I think with the team that they have here, it's going to be the best receiver he's ever had in Metcalf.
Mm-hmm. You know where I think he actually fits better than? And it's only because of coaching.
Minnesota?
Nope. That would be good, though. That would be good. I would say
Keep that in mind.
that would be a good one.
What you got?
New Orleans.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think him and Kellen Moore would be dangerous together. So
I guess it depends how much they believe in Chuck.
yeah, which I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Whole
I'll give him
thing,
another
man.
season.
I just don't know if you want to. Do you want to really have him be your starter?
Kellen Moore likes something about him.
Yeah, that is true. Well, guys, we appreciate everybody for joining us for this fun-filled Super Bowl episode. Let us know what your picks are for the Super Bowl. Who you think is going to win. And then if there's any specific moves that you would love for your team to make, feel free to let us know. We would love to talk about it. Give our points and our thoughts on some of these moves that you guys would like. But this is the end of Cracking a Cold One Super Bowl episode.
Mm-hmm.
My guy. Cheers, buddy.
Smell you later, losers.